Hello, everyone. Pastor Willingham here. Again, I invite you to press subscribe to this channel, Brian Willingham Ministries. I'm Pastor Willingham here. We'll be talking today from this book, 16 Biblical Principles of Effective Leadership. 16 Biblical Principles of Effective Leadership. Again, I invite you to press subscribe. Also, you can find the book on Amazon.com. What I wanted to talk more about here today is embracing the challenge of leadership. Leadership comes with challenges, and we have to be able to embrace the challenges. And sometimes leaders need encouragement, and this is the purpose, again, of this work. And this broadcast is to give encouragement for prospective leaders. And God encourages us, God challenges us, and leadership will push you into levels of uncomfortableness. It will push you out of your comfort zone. In fact, nothing pushes you out of your comfort zone like leadership. I'm looking here at Acts, the 26th chapter, verses 16 through 18. And this was God's message to Paul when Paul was in a fallen state. And again, just because Paul was in a fallen place doesn't mean that God could not use him. Doesn't mean that God couldn't use him. I'm going to say that again. And many times we think that's the case with us, that just because we've gone through some personal challenges that we're not fit to lead, or we don't want to embrace the challenge of leadership. And so God challenges Paul and encourages Paul here to say that when Paul was down, he says, "But rise and stand upon thy feet, for I have appeared unto thee for this purpose, to make thee a minister and a witness both of these things which thou hast seen, and of those things in which will appear unto thee, delivering thee from the people and from the Gentiles, unto whom now I will send thee, to open their eyes and to turn them from darkness to light, and from the power of Satan unto God, that they may receive forgiveness of sins and inheritance among them which are sanctified by faith that is in me." And so God doesn't want to use, or you to use, your challenges as an excuse not to respond to your call. And so don't use what you've been through, don't use your mistakes of the past as an excuse for you not to serve. Paul made many mistakes in his past, but God didn't allow him to use it as an excuse not to lead. He tells Paul to get up from that place and to rise and stand upon his feet. And this is the challenge sometimes of leadership, that we get up from a fallen place and stand up to the challenge that God is offering or calling us into. And when we embrace our calling, we become one with God. John, the 5th chapter, 19th verse reads this way: "And my Father, I and my Father are one," Jesus says in John 10 and 30. Jesus further explains his oneness with God this way in John 5, 19. Then answered Jesus unto them, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he seeth the Father do. For What things soever he doeth, these also doeth the Son likewise. When you embrace your calling, you become one with God. This means the more you become one with God, the more you see things from God's perspective. The more you start to see things from God's perspective, the less you value human perspective. Mordecai challenged Esther to step into her moment of leadership when she was doubting. Esther, the third chapter, verses 13 and 14 read this way. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews. For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall there an enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place, but thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed. And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Being called sometimes will put you at risk. Esther, like many called leaders, wanted to avoid the conflict with the king, with the powers who oppressed her and her people. Yet God had called Esther to fight for their deliverance. Esther couldn't escape her calling. It was either take the risk to succeed or suffer the consequences for not taking the risk. And this is the nature of calling. Both obedience and disobedience have their prices. And finally, I want to talk with you here about how Moses was frustrated in his calling. And Moses in Exodus 5, verses 22 and 23, it reads this way. And Moses returned unto the Lord and said, Lord, wherefore hast thou so evil entreated this people? Why is it that thou hast sent me? For since I came to Pharaoh to speak in thy name, he has done evil to this people. Neither hast thou delivered thy people at all. And so Moses felt forsaken by God when God didn't deliver the people when Moses thought that he should. But don't get frustrated when God doesn't move when you think that he should. Embrace your leadership, embrace the challenge of leadership, and understand today that it comes with challenges and that God encourages us while he challenges us at the same time. And so have a great day. Again, I invite you to press subscribe, and also I invite you to get a copy of this great book, 16 Biblical Principles of Effective Leadership. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. God bless. Bye-bye.